Hello everyone, welcome to this channel, and today in this video I'm going to discuss to you about question tags. Question tags are added to the end of negative or positive statements. First information, and they are generally used to confirm information that you think is true or you want to make someone agree with you. So that's why we put question tags at the end of the statements. So question tag actually means you have a desire, you want to confirm it, you want to make someone understand that, you want to make that person believe on what you are saying. So this is what question tag is all about. So let's start here. Like the subject of a statement can be a noun or a pronoun. So we basically talk about the subject. Okay, it can be a noun or a pronoun. It can be a noun or a pronoun, but the subject of the question tag is always a pronoun. So I am talking here about statement where you can have the subject as a noun or a pronoun, but when I talk about question tag, it's always pronoun. This is the first principle of a question tag. Now let's see one example here. Bimal, okay, let me write for you. Bimal eats a lot of rice. Bimal eats a lot of rice. Bimal is the subject we are talking about. And what would be the question tag of this? Doesn't he? This is the pronoun I am talking of. This is the pronoun I am talking of here. Bimal. Doesn't he? Like she does not go to market. Another example. She doesn't go to market. We talked about subject to be noun or pronoun. So this is pronoun here. She doesn't go to market. So does she? Does she? And here the question tag, subject always becomes the pronoun here. So let's remember this. So according to this, you can see affirmative sentences has the negative tag. Negative statements, they have the positive tag. Like this is negative. She doesn't go to market. It has a positive tag. This is a positive statement, possesses a negative tag. This is the first principle of the question tag. Okay, there are few tips which we have to remember when we are working with the question tag. Like only 9 pronouns are used as the subject of the question tag. What are those pronouns? I, we, you, he, she, it, they, their, one. These are the 9 pronouns. Another small tip. If there is a positive statement which contains the verb am, okay, for example, I am, the question tag will be written as aren't I. Aren't I? I'm sick. Aren't I? These are the small tips. Tips after tips. A statement introduced by so has same polarity tag. Let's forget it. Let me tell you. Affirmative statement, as we discussed earlier, has negative question tag. A negative statement has a positive question tag. That's what we had learned. Exceptional cases there with the word so. If your statement is introduced by so you are not feeling well, this is negative. It will have the same polarity tag, aren't you? So he wants a leave, positive. Same polarity tag, does he? So please remember, so is very important. It ends with the same polarity tag. This is another tip. Next tip, after a negative imperative, use only will you. Example, don't make a noise, will you? Imperative sentences, when it's in the negative form, will always end with will you. No more confusions. Now into the imperative cases. In the imperative cases of giving suggestion or offering, okay, when we are trying to make an offer, let's, if it is in this form, use the question tag with shall. Please remember this. LET apostrophe always demands for shall. And if there is no S, if it is there, will. This is one small tip. So, suggestions. Let's meet at 6 o'clock. Shall we offer? I will make tea for you. Shall I? I will make tea for you. I'm offering. Shall I? This is one tip. Let's go into another tip now. So the next one is giving permission or seeking permission in the imperative case. Like giving permission, let him go to play. Will you? And seeking permission is let us go to watch a movie. Allow us to go to watch a movie. Will you? So this is how we use the question tag in the imperative cases. Remember that the following use of modal auxiliaries in the question tag is not customary in type. However, it can be used in formal English. But basically, in the positive or negative imperatives, we use will you in the question tag. We often have a confusion with the uses of ought, will, would, can, can't and could. Let me very clearly differentiate it here. There are two things we can do. We can invite somebody to do something, an act of invitation, or you can ask somebody to do something. Invitation and asking is different. So when you are inviting, use ought. For example, you are inviting someone to have a cup of tea, ought you. But here you see, you are asking somebody to do something for you with these words here. Will. Open the door. Will you? Give me your pen. Would you? Make a cup of tea. Can you? Keep quiet. Can't you? Lend me some money. Could you? So, somebody to do something. We use these verbs, and here we use this. So, these were the small differences. Now we are coming into the major differences in question tag. Let's see the next slide. Let's see the differences between better and rather in the case of question tag. Better denotes would, better denotes hadn't, would rather denotes wouldn't, and would plus verb 3 will be hadn't, and would with verb 1 used will be wouldn't. For example, I would better go to America. What could be the question tag here? I would better go to America means hadn't I. Hadn't I. I would rather go to America. Sentence seems the same, but when you use the question tag, it should be wouldn't. Wouldn't I? You had played well, hadn't you? You played well, but you couldn't do it. Sorry. Hadn't you? You would play well, wouldn't you? This is how we differentiate it. Now, the difference between need and dare in the question tag. If these two function as the main verb, your question tag becomes this way: doesn't, didn't, according to the tense. Ankur needs my help works as the main verb, doesn't he? Arpan dare talk to him, didn't he? But if these two function as the auxiliary verb, need and dare function as auxiliary verb, you needn't do it. Need you? We daren't say, dare we? This is how we form the question tag. So in cases like this, like statement with auxiliaries, statement without auxiliaries, the auxiliary is repeated in the question tag if there is a statement with auxiliary. For example, we are students are functions here as the auxiliary verb, aren't we? There could be statements without auxiliaries, and for such statements the tag normally has do, does, did formations depending upon the tense of the verb, number and person of the subject. So this is what is to be remembered: do, does and did. So examples of without auxiliaries: they work in a factory. Only the main verb is here, so I have used the formation here, don't, they. Subject is picked up here. He teaches English, he comes here, doesn't he? She took the camera, didn't she? Depending upon the tense. Okay, some sentences start with clauses in the beginning. In the beginning of the sentences, we would like to use clauses. Like for example, I think, I suppose, I know, I take it. So when clauses come in the beginning of the sentences, where do you put the question mark? How do we put the question mark? Use the second clause for the tag. For example, see here, I think she will come. I think she will come. Even if you don't invite her, won't she? This is one way. Let's change this sentence in the other way. Like for example, I don't think she will come. I don't think she will come even if you invite her. So, I have mentioned here two differences of the sentences. One, I think she will come even if you don't invite her, won't she? And the other one is, I don't think she will come even if you invite her, will she? In the other case, I am using the second part of the second clause for the tag. I don't think she will come even if you invite her, will she? So this is how we change in case of clauses. So there are words like this. If a statement possesses these words, neither, nor, no, not, none, little, few, only, a little, hardly, scarcely, barely, rarely, nothing, nobody. If a statement has these words, remember they will have positive tags because they are all negatives. So they will have positive question tags. For example, she hardly knows me. Does she? Because this is negative. Nobody can see me. It's total negative. Can they? And the question tag becomes positive. If the subject of the statement consists of everybody, everyone, someone, somebody, nobody, none, these, those, all, remember in the question tag, they as the subject should be used with plural auxiliary verbs. Example, everyone knows it. They, don't they. No one was present. No one. Were they. This is, we are talking about the subject. If the subject of the statement consists of these words, convert it to they. Let's see about that thing. Something, anything, everything, nothing. Supported by this and that. What happens? They take singular verb. Very simple. Something was falling. According to that text, catch the auxiliary verb. Wasn't it? Singular verb. This is my bag. Isn't it? So this is how we make the question tag. Singular verb for the thing and this and that. Okay. Now I am coming to the last part, which I had already mentioned before. Use positive tag for statements with following words: seldom, never, barely, hardly, rarely, scarcely. Use positive tag. We seldom visit the library. Do we? Now why do we have to use positive tag? Because they all mean us to be negative. So if you have these words, immediately understand that the statement is negative, so we got to put positive tag. So these are the simple tips I have tried to give you and to draw your attention to what question tag is. I hope you have understood it. Till then, keep watching. Enjoy your best. Let us meet in the next video.